Hey everyone, so welcome to my book haul video. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the stuff I spend my money on. And the whole idea behind this is a little bit of a secret, but I'm going to share with you guys free. Basically, most people spend their money stupidly. They spend it on very expensive stuff that degrades over time and gives you like a quick boost in happiness and then goes down. I spend my stuff, my money, and again, I'm somewhat stingy with my money, so I don't spend a lot, but I spend my money usually on things that will make me more money, with like a small exception. Sometimes it's good to enjoy yourself right now with little indulgences, but generally I spend my money as an investment. So I spend $10, but I believe and I assess the situation so that that $10 book will probably make me maybe thousands or hundreds of thousands in the future. Who knows? So let's get to it. There's your golden insight of the day. You can literally just stop the video there and then you've made the time you spent watching this worth it. But continuing on, there's more useful information. Here's the first book I bought. It's called Moneymakers, The Inside the New World of Finance and Business. Now, I'll give you a little secret before talking about this book. Some of these books illustrate a stupid mistake I made not too long ago, where I would see thrift shops and secondhand bookstores, and I'd go in them and come out with all these books, thinking that they're rare or they're very dirt cheap. And I did a lot of research and comparison using a lot of websites online, including Amazon.com. And here's the real truth, the secret out there. Amazon can match any price, and it is the lowest price out there. When you factor in shipping, it's usually the lowest price out there, even with shipping, which is so ridiculous. And it has everything available. And other websites, they don't have everything available, and usually when they have something, Amazon can match it. And what I'm talking about is the lowest possible price for a book out there that's used. So when we're talking new books, you have to compare apples to apples. So when we're talking thrift shops and secondhand books, we're comparing that to the used section on Amazon, used books on Amazon.com. So I have links to all these books down below in the description for you to check out on Amazon, and hopefully that will save you a bit of cash, which I unfortunately did not by spending this at a thrift shop. So those thrift shops are, some of them are going out of business. Others, I've talked to their owners, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but they found a niche by pretty much being able to spend and pay cash for books, and I feel like they survive on people who don't really use the internet. Anyhow, I got this one. Moneymakers, Inside the New World of Finance and Business. Now, literally, I have no idea. Like, I didn't even know about this book before. This was a purchase based off something I'll never do again. I've learned. This was a while ago. Like, unless it's a deep exception, I want to check the reviews on Amazon. Amazon's review system is one of the best. Then there's Goodreads. They have a good review system. I want to check the most helpful videos and reviews on this book. But it was more of an impulse buy because it looked very interesting, just by the title. And honestly, though, now that I think about it, it's probably just going to give me some information generally on the world of finance and business nowadays, which is a very macroeconomic perspective. I don't think it's going to help that much. I'm leafing through it now. It seems they talk about how hedge funds work and management consulting and all this big business stuff. That's useful to know. I don't know if it's really applicable knowledge that's useful for me at this very moment. So don't be fooled by a name. Next one, The World is Flat by Thomas Friedman, A Brief History of the 21st Century. History books are always very informative and useful. I think this one will be very useful. Thomas Friedman is a well-known author. He's written a lot of well-known books out there, including The Lexus and the Olive Tree, which is a Pulitzer Prize-winning book. Very famous book that's recommended in a lot of reading lists. So, yeah, I want to check this out. This one, A Random Walk Down Wall Street. This is a very useful book. I started reading it, and I had my misconceptions about this, because there's a lot of reference to the random walk theory. It's pretty much that all stocks are literally just like if you mapped a 50-50 flip of the, what do you call that thing? Flip of a coin, and you map that progress up or down on a chart. It would literally look like most stock charts. And it's pretty much showing that stocks are pretty much like legitimately random. And so I went in, I thought this book would be like 100, 200, 300 pages on that topic, just like proving it. Apparently it's like one of the like most well-known thought-provoking books that just like blew up the world in terms of how stocks worked. And I'm only like, I would say, less than a quarter of the way into it. And so far, it's been quite interesting. Like, it's been on so many topics outside this. I don't want to make this whole thing a book review on this book itself, but it's literally just like, wow. Like, you learn so much about, like, history, and all the stupid things people do, and the manias that people go across, and it's very, very much useful in a lot of ways. I'll save that for the book review. Few lessons for investors and managers, Warren Buffett. Now, a lot of you guys might be like, okay, that's pretty cool. What about me? I'm not interested in stocks or any of this stuff. Well, here's one example. I mean, I've mentioned others. Thomas Friedman's book is another. These are books that are useful no matter what you're doing in life. History, like, you can learn so much from history if you read the right history books. Like, there are people who have gone through so much ridiculous hardships in life that you can't even fathom. Rape, sexual abuse, a low economic environment. They're dirt poor. They got nothing for them. Anything under the sun. Racial discrimination, and they've gone through all of it and more. And I mean, I don't want to get into it, but there's this book called Unbroken, for instance, where he literally, like, he's underwater. He's fighting sharks for 40 days, and he's starving, and then he's with these people on this boat, and he wakes up, and the guy's freaked out, given up, and eaten all the rations, which could have lasted them a week. He ate everyone's in a day because he freaked out and got greedy, and they chose to not throw him off the boat and kill him, even though they were pissed off. And as irony will have it, that person ended up dying, and the main character in the story, it's all based on a true story, in World War II, he ends up living despite, spending 40 days being shot at by Japanese airplanes in the sky, and then, pretty much living in the water so the bullets wouldn't hit him, and then fighting off sharks, and then eventually getting caught and then tortured for 2 years at the Japanese concentration camp. Incredible story. So if he can go through that, like there's more to the story than that. Like there's so much you can learn through history, and then through wars and battles and so forth. It's a tragedy we don't have enough time in our lives to even like tap the hilt of the ridiculous stuff that's gone down already, and then just pondering all the ridiculous stuff that's about to come. Lessons for Investors and Managers, by Peter Bevelin. This is a very, very thin book, but it's chock full of. It's a compilation organized by subject of the best quotes and sayings and teachings of Warren Buffett. Literally, I guarantee you, this is a book that's worth buying. Like, it would just blow your mind if you just read it. Like, you just realize how smart Warren Buffett is and how he deserves the money he made. I'll just pull out a random. I haven't even read this. How a business should be viewed. The company should be viewed as an unfolding movie, not as a still photograph. Those who focus in the past on only the snapshot of the day sometimes reached erroneous conclusions. Those who focused in the past on only the snapshot of the day sometimes reached erroneous conclusions. So true. Let's pull out another one. Random page. Focus on the 3 questions that truly count. First, does the company have the right CEO? Second, is he or she overreaching in terms of compensation? Third, are proposed acquisitions more likely to create or destroy per share value? Pretty much, does he have the right leader? Is he overreaching in how much he should be compensated in cash or whatever else he gets? Third, are the proposed acquisitions more likely to create or destroy value? Some companies just buy stuff for the heck of buying stuff, and they're really just wasting precious cash that they can be using on making more money. I'll give you one last one, just pulling it out randomly. This is a great book. Just follow the golden rule. Most of our managers are independently wealthy, and it's therefore up to us to create a climate that encourages them to choose working with Berkshire over golfing or fishing. This leaves us needing to treat them fairly and in the manner that we would wish to be treated if our positions were reversed. Golden rule is a very great rule in life. It just illustrates the type of business he runs. He works with people who are already rich as heck, but they love what they're doing so much that they choose to do it still. And in order for him to convince these people to come to work, and to create employees willing to do that, or partners, I don't know why I did that. Partners, they're actually partners. He has to follow the golden rule. If you treat them like crap, they're gonna up and leave. They're already independently wealthy. They don't have to work. So there's that. There's also a even better book in my opinion if you want to go deeper into business on stuff like this. It's very similar, but it's a very much thicker and, in my opinion, better compiled list of Warren Buffett's quotes and sayings, and that one's by what's his name? It's called The Essays of Warren Buffett. This is another book on a very specific aspect of business. It's a highly recommended book for money managers, anyone who's interested in investing and allocating capital, the art of short selling. Not much to say about that. I haven't read it yet. This one is called The Journey of Self-Discovery. It is a book on, seems to be the meaning of life. It touches on, as you can tell, certain aspects of religion and reincarnation. However, the whole thing is generally, from what I can tell, more on just meditation and yoga and stuff like that. So I think that's very useful. Yoga can be very useful for everyone. improves your flexibility, improves your state of mind, stuff like that. Finally, book by John Maxwell, How Successful People Think. Change your thinking and you change your life. It's very short, thin book, and this is something I want to read one day for sure. It's actually 125 pages. It's actually pretty long, but it looks very, I mean, the pages are so small, so it's not a big problem. And it's called, and all the chapters are on different types of thinking. Big picture thinking, focused thinking, creative thinking, realistic thinking, strategic thinking. And from what I've been told, it draws from all sorts of successful people in life. It's not just like, it's very similar to me. It's not like, I'm not just some person blabbing about what I'm saying. A lot of stuff has come from successful people before me. So that's it generally. I mean, I've read a lot of other books and stuff that I have mentioned because I didn't personally buy them recently. Got them from the library and so forth. So there's my book haul for you. Again, all the links to the books are down below. You can check out their stuff on Amazon. If you like this video, leave it a like. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It'll let you know when my next video is coming out. Thanks so much for watching. See you later.